Say welcome to the vlog. Hey. Come on. Good job. You tired? Just you can't walk off. Jesus.
Yes, I can.
Hey. Look at the vlog. She said hey to her vlog. I just got back from Hobby Lob. Mama and Millie stayed here and chilled out. Cody is going to do something with his bow and texting other people thinking he's texting me. His friend Corey sent me a screenshot of what Cody, I always, when you talk about both of them, it's really hard to not get their name all jacked up. But Cody accidentally texted Corey and said, I made it, baby. What are you doing? And Corey sent me the screenshot of it. He's always doing that, y'all. He's always accidentally texting somebody else thinking he's texting me. I don't know how he gets it confused. But I'm gonna show you the things that I got from Hobby Lobby. I didn't get much. I was expecting more sales, which is why I went. I had seen a lot of people talking about different things in their store. Mine did not have it. So I went shortly after they opened. Mila is all over the place, if you can't tell. I went shortly after they opened. So there was like me and a handful of other people in there, and everybody was practicing social distancing. The stuff I did get was 75% off, and the eggs, I got some eggs, were 90. So all the Easter stuff was 90% off. I will put a link down below. I was trying to look on, she's fine. I was looking on Google, trying to see where, when the spring shop stuff was going on sale, because that's what I thought was on sale when I went in there, but it weren't. But it says mid-June to early July. But I'm gonna show you what I got, and we're gonna talk about some hi. And we're gonna talk about some plans of things that I'm thinking about doing in the house. Also an update on oh my gosh. On house hunting. So I didn't need any Easter anything. I didn't even decorate for Easter this past year, or this past Easter. I just weren't feeling it, and I didn't see anything in there that I liked, but I did need some eggs because Mila will be walking and doing other things next Easter, and the eggs that I had were like teeny tiny ones, but these were like 25 cents after the sale, but I like the bigger ones. I got this. I'm always looking for a vase, and when I'm looking for it I can never find one, and I don't necessarily need one at the moment, but I feel like when holidays come up I want to put a vase out and put something in it, and I never have one and I can never find it. But this one was originally 30 bucks and I got it for $7.49. I love taller vases with like a smaller opening, so that if you put any kind of stems or floral whatever in it, they don't just fall out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just sort of sit better and they just look fuller. But that is huge. Y'all can see how big that is, especially for that price. And the last thing that I got was this clock. Y'all know, I know y'all have seen that clock in my kitchen. It's dead. I have changed the batteries out and it still doesn't work. And it's always 7:40 all the time here if you look in there. So it's always in the background of my videos, and it drives me crazy, and I know it drives a lot of y'all crazy, but I needed something pretty substantial there, and I kind of didn't even want to put a clock there, but because of that being a very sort of narrow walkway, I didn't want anything that was going to be out, like a little shelf or anything. So I wanted something that was going to be to the wall, and I also didn't want a mirror because there's a mirror here, and I don't want to have too much of the same thing just like repeated all throughout the house. So I seen this and just fell in love with it. I love the look of it. I think it'll pop nicely off that wall, and one reason why I think it'll pop nicely is because of a change that I think we're going to make. But this clock had been $120 and I got it for $30. I thought that was a deal. It's a pretty good size. I don't think it's as big as the one that's on the wall, but it's a pretty decent size. It'll be big enough. Speaking of changes, I'm going to tell you about some changes, and I want to get y'all's input. Y'all always give me really good input. I know, don't even give me input of painting these shelves. They're getting painted, okay? That's just going to take a minute because we got to take everything out of there. Take them shelves out and paint them, and then put it back. That's a lot, okay? When you got everything, there's so many other things that have took priority over those shelves, but they're going to get painted. Y'all know I took out my coffee station over there. There was a little table and all the things. So this just looks really random. I don't like it anyway. The colors and the style of the stuff, it's just not it. I had an idea of doing, I'm gonna pop up a picture here. Here's my idea. But then I also seen how much the letters cost. And I was like, do I want to commit to that knowing how much the letters cost? We have the wood already, and I know I got stain that I could stain them and put them up there. But then I see the price of the letters and I'm like, do I really want to do that? Or do I want to do something else? So I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. I don't want anything that's going to be out and take up space. And if I do that, I was also thinking about doing a hanging plant here, probably like a golden pothos plant, like a little hook, and let it just sort of hang down in the corner there. I'm getting pretty good with my plants, y'all. This wall, so not only changing out the clock, but I wanted to put up some peel and stick wallpaper. Nothing crazy, because y'all know we are house hunting. We will be selling our house, so obviously I don't want to put anything that's going to be like a turn off for a potential buyer. But I think this would be a great little focal point kind of thing in here, to do something like that. Now if I did that, I'm going to pop up a few different ideas of that peel and stick, and once again it'll be peel and stick wallpaper, so they can easily remove it if they don't like it. That'll be easier than painting a wall, because the walls are neutral in here, but I'm just sick of them because they have more of a yellow warm undertone that I prefer. But this is what was already painted in here. We didn't paint this. I can't tell you what this paint is. Clock ain't even really centered on the wall, as you can tell. So when I put the clock up, it will be positioned correctly. Y'all tell me what you think down below. Whichever letters I put on, whichever one, A, B, C, D, whatever I put. So let me know what you think would look good here. Everything is pretty neutral in the kitchen. Now here's another spot that I wanted to talk to you guys about. This is a hot mess, but I'm showing it to you, you know, real life. Here's what we got going on. Okay, so this is from Hobby Lobby. It was on clearance or something, and I thought, hey, that'll fit in that little spot that I got there. I don't know. There's just a lot of little random things in this house that I'm like, why did y'all do that? Like this, for instance. I just took that bulletin board off. Why did they do this? Why did y'all make a whole thing here for a phone jack? And it ain't even centered. It makes no sense to me. So I have like tried to always figure out what in the heck can I put here that won't look so ridiculous. That's why I put a bulletin board there. I'm not even like crazy about the bulletin board, but I was just trying to cover up that phone jack, and yeah, I don't know. I had thought about having Cody build me some little shelves, somewhat similar to the book ledges that we built in Mila's room that all those books are on, but on a smaller scale, and have him just sort of build it into like inside, just sort of fit in the trim. But I just now realized how narrow that is. I thought it was a little bit deeper. Build me little shelves here, and I was going to put my essential oils on it kind of as a display, but it's storage because they're literally taking over. I have like 20 bottles in every room near a diffuser. Like there's bottles here, there's bottles in my room, in Mila's room, in the den. Wherever there's a diffuser, there are a ton of bottles of essential oil just sitting around it. So I wanted to corral them in one spot in the house, and maybe have like 1 or 2 bottles out at the diffusers, like whatever I was diffusing at the time. That's what I was thinking to put there, but now that I'm looking at it with the bulletin board off of it, I'm like, is that even going to be possible because of that jack and how narrow that is? So what would y'all do with this? Once again, keep in mind we're selling, so I'm not investing a whole lot of money here. I'm just like tweaking little things here and there that's just going to make my heart a little happier to see it while we're here. I'm not, this is a hot mess. updates on all the things. Pull up this head. Anyway, so house hunting updates, house questions pretty much. So we've gotten a lot of questions. People see little snippets of like our yard and stuff and say, why don't y'all just build where you are? Because there's a house already where we are. We don't have enough land to just build another house on it. And okay, let me take that back. We do have enough land to build another house on it, but Cody wants land. He wants more than what we have available to us now. So if we were to build a house on what is available to us now, then there will be even less. We have around 2 acres or over 2 acres, which to some people, I know that if you live in the city or in like a community, whatever, suburb, that's a lot. And we're not saying that it's a little bit, by no means, but Cody has dreams of things and I don't want him to miss out on those dreams. I mean, we've had multiple houses that were with less acreage than what we have, that have come on the market, and we could have bought one of those. But I know that's Cody's dream. I'm fine with like an acre or 2. I'm fine with what we have now, acreage wise. But Cody's not. So he grew up having a horse or horses and grew up taking care of like different farm animals and stuff. So he has dreams of being able to do all of that. So right now we just have a pretty substantial sized garden and some dogs, and that's about it. So he would like some laying hens, a cow. I asked for a goat. So, you know, we have those dreams. Of course, like I said, a horse. So to have all those animals, you need the acreage to house them. That's one reason why it is so difficult for us to find something right now, is finding a house that's in good condition, that's not an arm and a leg, that comes with the possibility of, you know, putting a farm on it. Or finding the land and the house is just shot, and then it's still a pretty good amount of money, and then there's no wiggle room as far as like making any changes and renovations and stuff to that house. For instance, there's a house that's on the market right now. It's been on the market for a while. It has 30 acres, which is a lot. We are not looking for 30 acres, but this house is available and it's within our price range, but it's smaller than our current house. And it is 2 stories, so that tells you it's like literally crammed. Like this house is just so crammed. There's 6 bedrooms and it's smaller than our house now, so that tells you it is crammed. It is so teeny tiny. You would have to go in and tear down walls, tear down ceilings. It's a lot, and because of the price that it already is, there's not much wiggle room there as far as making those changes, which I think is why the house is still on the market. Because the market is popping right now, because obviously we're in a pandemic and the interest rates are low. So people are buying houses up. It's really a good time to buy a house or to sell a house right now. It's a great time for that. So that's why we really want to get in that while the interest rates are still low, and to be able to sell our house, because like we said, houses are going off the market really quick. Our house was a hot commodity when we bought it. So we think that it will sell fairly fast. So we don't want to put our house on the market until we find something, because yeah, we don't want to be out of a house and still not find something, because we've been looking for a while now and we haven't found anything. So it will kind of be kind of crazy for us to put our house on the market first. And we've talked to our realtor about all that. Second thing, people are asking why we just don't renovate. We do need another bedroom. When we go to have another kid, we will have grown out of our house. So we want to be somewhere else, because we know we want to have more kids, at least one more kid. And with that, we will run out of room, because we don't live where our family lives. So it's crucial that we have a space that they can utilize as a guest room, because we do have guests. So we do need that space. And I'm not even so picky as to having like a 4th bedroom. Even if we had like just an additional room, and could just be considered an office, we could still put something like a sofa couch situation, day bed within that, and have it be a shared guest room office. So because we're noticing where it's a 4-bedroom house is a little harder to find, but if we just get that additional space within the house, we'll be able to do that, because our kids need their own room, at least our baby kids, because I can just imagine how difficult it would be trying to get them like on sleep schedules and stuff. And you got one in there that's got a different sleep schedule and napping and all the things. So it's important for us to have at least for 2 kids and a room apiece. And then, like I said, another room for guests. So we have grown out of our house. We knew that was going to happen. Our house was not, when we bought it, I know we've got so many questions. Your house is so nice. Why are you selling it? It's nice, which means it'll sell fairly fast, like I said. But we knew it weren't end game for us. We knew this was not our forever home. It was me and Cody's home, if you catch my drift. We knew that it wasn't going to be like our family home where we raise our kids. That wasn't our idea when we bought it. It was like for us. We knew that room back there would be a nursery, and then we would move into something else. Like that was our goal in mind. But we're not looking for nothing big and fancy and like brand spanking new and all the things. Like, we are totally open to renovating some stuff, to work on some stuff a little over time. Obviously, if we found something that was move-in ready within our budget, then we're gonna be like, oh heck yeah, and it had all the, you know, the land and everything that we need, then obviously we'd move into that. But I'm just saying, it's not like we're looking for like a new build or anything. With that being said, y'all know, back when I was still pregnant, it was about 2 weeks, I think, before we had Mila, we went to a model home place. It's called Schumacher Homes. Their homes are beautiful. Custom built homes, but they have different floor plans and stuff for you to choose from, different finishes and all the things. If you know anything about like model home kind of places, all that. But these are like a step above. Like their basic choices is still like really good. So we went, I was very pregnant. I remember being there. I can post a picture here because we walked through a model again. We've been there a few times, and we went and sat down with them, picked out a floor plan, put down a down payment. We did all the things. And the only thing we had to do was find land. So we looked, because at that point we were like, we're not finding anything to buy. We're just going to build. We can get exactly what we want. We just put it where we need to put it. Then we had pretty much a deadline to find the land, and we could not and have not found any land. And if there is land, it's in like a flood zone, and y'all know we're on the coast, and hurricanes can get pretty bad through here. Flooding can get pretty bad. That is my biggest nightmare, living somewhere and you wake up in the middle of the night and there's water up next to your bed, or you know, like different stuff like that. It scares the crap out of me. If y'all have been watching for a while, I know we've gone through a few really bad hurricanes. We got stuck in Hurricane Matthew and didn't know we were going to make it back home. It was bad. So that is like a huge fear of mine. So that's very important that anytime we look at houses, we're like, but did it flood? Has it ever flooded? Our realtor knows. That's like #1 question. And then like #2, he asks, do they have internet? And is it any good? Because that's also important. We found a couple houses that did not have it and didn't even know if they would ever have it, that the family's been using a hotspot on their phone and it sucks. And that's really, really important that we have that. Obviously, my whole business is here on the internet, so I have to have good internet, and we do have that here now. But it took about 7 years here, while we've been here. Cody's been here 7, I've been here 6, for us to get decent internet, and it's still pretty shoddy. Yeah, so that's why anytime y'all ask, why aren't you just gonna build? It would just be so much easier. Yeah, it would be easier to just build whatever we wanted, exactly the way we wanted it, with the finishes that we wanted, but we can't find the land. And we find land, like I think we found like a 10-acre tract for like $250,000. We're like, what the crap? What? So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Our realtor checks multiple times a day. I check multiple times a day. There was a house at the top of our budget that we found, but it was also over the amount of time that we wanted Cody to have to drive back and forth to work. But the house was so perfect. Like literally all we had to go in and do was paint walls, and that was it. And everything else was perfect. It was on 5 acres. It had 4 bedrooms. It had all the things. It checked all the boxes. Fireplace, tub. Literally checked all the boxes of all the things, except for it being longer of a drive. And that's another thing that we wanted, because we're kind of far away from Cody's job now, and we would love to be a little closer, just so that we would get to spend more time with him and he would spend less time in a vehicle, you know, going back and forth. So, but that house also didn't have internet, and we just discovered that because we were getting ready to go look, because we're like, okay, is the drive that much, you know, is it that bad? The house is perfect. Should we look? And our realtor found out they don't have internet at all, which is one of the reasons why they're moving. So we also found another house a few months ago that was right in the sweet spot of our budget on 6 acres with all the space, and it even had additional open space like upstairs, so all the space downstairs was completely finished and it was beautiful, and the whole upstairs was like 1,500 square feet that was unfinished, and that gave us so many possibilities of things that we could do in the future. It was so perfect, but they had no internet. And that's one of the reasons why they're leaving. Their kids are like, they're trying to do schoolwork and they can't, and it just sucks for them. So y'all keep us in your prayers that we find something. It was our hope that we would have found something before the fall. I know it's still June, but at this rate, we've been looking for over a year. So I just hope that answered some of you guys' questions that you had. That's going to be all for this vlog. It was kind of just like an update of different things. Make sure to leave in the comments. I'm sitting here looking around the house. Leave in the comments what I ask you about, like different ideas of changing things up in here just a little bit while we're still here, because we've just got to the point, I guess we're just so tired of this whole process. We're really sick of where we're at. We're sick of looking. It's just a whole lot. But yeah, I think just changing a few things around the house will make it more of a pleasantness while we're still here. Get Millie and let her tell y'all goodbye. Un momento. Millie has recently learned how to say hey and bye. Can you say bye? Good job, Millie! You're so smart. You are so smart. All right, it's her lunchtime. I'm going to feed her. Y'all know she loves her food. And if you don't, go watch our most recent video all about her eating. But we hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye, Millie. Bye-bye.